April 24, 2018, 4:16 p.m. BY James MattheySource, News.com. auThe Timberwolves play the Rockets and Utah faces Oklahoma City in today's NBA playoff action. From average Joe to King Joe in the space of 2 hours, the Joe Ingles story. The Australian shooter was everywhere in the Utah Jazz's heated Game 4 win over Oklahoma City Thunder. Much more than his 20 points, the swingman contributed his trademark Aussie fighting spirit and got up in the faces of Thunder stars Paul George and Russell Westbrook. A series of heated confrontations led to the unheralded Aussie becoming the #1 trending term on Twitter in the United States. Meanwhile, Minnesota clawed its way back into its playoff series against Houston on the weekend but was unable to maintain the rage today. The Rockets lead 3-1 after James Harden inspired the Rockets to victory with a stunning third-quarter rampage. 4 p.m. Aussie sensation sledges Shaq in Hall of Fame interview. Joe Ingles was picked to do the post-game interview with American broadcaster TNT, and it was every bit as enthralling as his mighty performance on the floor. In a 5-minute chat to NBA legends Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, Ingles had to endure an awful attempt at an Aussie accent by Shaq and questions about Sir Charles's infamous battle with Aussie legend Shane Heal. Ingles lightheartedly joked Barkley was lucky he walked the other way after Heal dropped a three-point bomb and then charged up to the NBA superstar during a game between the Boomers and the Dream Team. He also declared he won't be backing down from his running battle with Paul George. He's a really good player and I've got my work cut out for me each night defending him. Ingles said, "I'm not going to back down. I'm going to compete and from 1 to 15 we're going to have a crack." Put the Inside the NBA interview with Joe Ingles in the Hall of Fame. Rohan Nadkarni, at Rohanadkarni, April 24, 2018, 3:30 p.m. Ingles trends no. 1 in USA as NBA playoffs explode. Joe Ingles was trending no. 1 on Twitter in the United States as he delivered a deliciously cheeky, blockbuster performance as the Jazz blasted Oklahoma City to take a 3-1 series lead in their NBA playoff series. Ingles was the star of the show after getting under the skin of Thunder stars Russell Westbrook and Paul George. The Aussie shooter dropped 5 three-pointers and finished with 20 points and 4 rebounds. More than that, he brought the fight to the Thunder and had his opposition completely rattled. Rookie sensation Donovan Mitchell finished with 33 points. Ingles was picked to do the post-match interview with the TNT commentary team after the game and enjoyed some time in the spotlight with Shaquille O'Neal. Joe Ingles, trending. At Joe Ingles 7. I wanted to punch him out, haha. We all remember that Charles. Game 5 is on Wednesday night. Paul George scored 32 points and Russell Westbrook added 23 points and 14 rebounds to lead the Thunder. Oklahoma City lost its third straight in the series after shooting just 39% from the field. The Thunder opened up a 26-19 lead late in the first quarter when Carmelo Anthony capped a string of 3 straight Oklahoma City baskets with an alley-oop layup. They held on to the lead for much of the second quarter until Utah finally woke up on offense. Starting with Rudy Gobert cutting to the rim for a dunk with 3:45 left in the second quarter, the Jazz scored on 11 straight offensive possessions to blow the game wide open. Ingles fueled the surge by hitting 3 straight three-pointers to put Utah in front 58-52 before halftime. It finally culminated in another Gobert dunk that punctuated a 20-3 run extending over the second and third quarters that gave Utah a 67-52 lead. The Jazz led by as many as 21 points in the third quarter. Utah went up 87-68 when Mitchell drained a jumper and then fed Ingles for a three-pointer on the ensuing possession. Physical play and heated emotions characterized the game. Both teams picked up 2 technical fouls before halftime. Then Jay Crowder was ejected with a technical foul with 5:30 remaining in the fourth quarter, with AP 3:10 p.m. Ingles sets tempo as teammate gets ejected. Joe Ingles' running needling of Oklahoma stars Russell Westbrook and Paul George became the biggest talking point of the heated Game 4 battle between the Utah Jazz and the Thunder. Ingles' ability to get under the skin of OKC superstars brought the crowd to life, and then brought his teammates up to his level of feistiness. It peaked in the fourth quarter when Jazz star Jay Crowder was ejected from the game for returning fire at Westbrook. The Thunder reigning MVP deliberately fouled Crowder during a fast break, leading to a scrum. His players ran in from all angles. When the dust settled, Crowder was ejected for appearing to strike out at Westbrook. 2 p.m. Aussie Joe steals the show. Aussie Joe Ingles received a technical foul for a confrontation with Paul George late in the half and played up to the crowd while the Utah faithful cheered him on as he continually goaded the Thunder star. Ingles hit 3 consecutive three-pointers, which gave him plenty of ammunition when trash-talking his opposition, and NBA fans loved what they were seeing from the 30-year-old. Ingles has a way of getting under your skin, one commentator said as the crowd rose to its feet. Ingles has been locked in on Paul George. It's a peskiness that he's shown all throughout this series. Fantastic at the end of the second quarter, Joe Ingles trending at Velasquez, April 24, 2018. It hurts me to dissolve our almost friendship. But dude, Joe Ingles is Captain America. Krister, at Christwear, April 24, 2018. Joe Ingles turning into a shit-talking bad guy is one of the funniest, most entertaining things I've seen in my time watching the I love it. Tears of joy. https://t.co/1fifal7i. Mark Gottlieb, at Mark Gottlieb Fox, April 24, 2018. Joe Ingles is in my top 5 favorite players. Wade Baldwin IV, at the 4th. Wade, April 24, 2018. We need a camera dedicated to Joe Ingles immediately at NBA. Shea Serrano, at Shea Serrano, April 24, 2018. The Jazz were up by 6 at the half, ahead 58-52. The crowd went bonkers watching Russell Westbrook go on a foul spree as he tried to make good on his promise to shut down Ricky Rubio, who haunted the Thunder in Game 3, but he was also getting carried away with the ball, and a charge gave Westbrook his 4th foul by halftime, putting him within 1 of getting ejected. Westbrook is completely out of control. Only one speed. Colin Cowherd, at Colin Cowherd, April 24, 2018. 12:25 p.m. Spectacular rampage sparks when James Harden gave Houston quite the jump start with 22 of the team's 50 points in the third quarter as the Rockets cruised past the Minnesota Timberwolves 119-100 to take a 3-1 lead in their first-round playoff series. Chris Paul scored 15 of his 25 points in the near-record third for the Rockets, who turned a 50-49 halftime edge into a 31-point advantage after the torrid 12-minute span. The only team in the history of the NBA playoffs with more points in one quarter was the Los Angeles Lakers, who scored 51 points in the fourth in 1962 during a loss to the Detroit Pistons. Harden's 22 points in the third is the most any Rocket has scored in one quarter of a playoff game in history. We hit the switch that we've been trying to hit from the beginning of the playoffs, Harden said. James Harden and Chris Paul combined for 37 points in the third quarter, the most points they've combined for in any quarter as teammates. Harden scored 22 of those points, a Rockets postseason record for points in a quarter. Pic.twitter.com/Vegadate6G, ESPN stats. Karl Anthony Towns had 22 points and 15 rebounds for the Timberwolves, who were dominated on both ends of the floor during the decisive third and missed 14 of 21 shots over several panicked possessions. The Timberwolves rebounded from their 2 defeats on the road by matching the Rockets with 15 makes from three-point range in Game 3, a startling development considering the Rockets led the league in that category during the regular season and the Timberwolves were last. They wisely took another tack for Game 4, attacking the basket in the first half with relentless abandon and plenty of success while Towns watched most of the first quarter from the bench after picking up his second foul less than 3 minutes into the game. Derrick Rose, who finished with 17 points and 6 rebounds, was the catalyst off the bench with multiple muscle his way in layups on both fast breaks and in the half court. Starting point guard Jeff Teague, meanwhile, had only 2 points on 1 for 7 shooting while fighting through an injury to his right pinky finger. The Wolves were in front by as much as 36-29, but even as poorly as the Rockets were shooting they needed a larger lead than that. They went 21 for 44 from the field, 47.7% in the first half, but with all the layups and putbacks in the mix they easily could have made more. Trevor Ariza made the first 3 three-pointers tried by the Rockets, who then missed on 13 of their next 14 tries from behind the arc. Harden didn't make a basket until 5:57 remained in the second quarter, when his 10-foot floater fell and to cut Minnesota's lead to 39-37. He swished one of his signature step-back three-pointers on the next possession, and Houston was right back in front to sow the seeds for the staggering third quarter. Just like in Game 2, the Rockets raced out of the gate after the half. Harden scored 17 of their first 20 points. Wolves star Jimmy Butler, on the other hand, started forcing off-balance shots. Teague and Paul, the 2 former Wake Forest point guards, engaged in some intense trash talk. Paul baited Teague into a pushing foul for a pair of add-to-the-pile free throws. Gordon tacked on another three-pointer at the buzzer for the 100-69 lead. AP 8.20 Amdurant caught red-handed. Again, Golden State star Kevin Durant liked to comment on Instagram saying superstar Russell Westbrook was the problem in Oklahoma City's failed push for an NBA championship, but claims it was all an accident. Durant played with Westbrook at the Thunder, but the dynamic duo split when Durant signed with the Warriors in 2016. The social media chat discussed Durant leaving OKC because he realized the franchise wasn't capable of winning the title, and the comment he liked laid the blame specifically at the feet of Westbrook. Durant claimed it was a total accident, but he does have form in this department. Last year he criticized his former team and teammate Billy Donovan on Twitter, leading some to speculate he may have forgotten to switch to a burner social media account. The Warriors star raised a lot of eyebrows in 2017 by suddenly adopting a third-person voice in a Twitter exchange, as if he were a Durant supporter, both defending Durant and bashing the Thunder. But the messages, soon deleted, were coming from Durant's official account. It seemed he had exposed himself as having multiple accounts, simply to anonymously take on his critics. Read more. Durant's social media stuff up. 8am Greek freak, given the cold shoulder Giannis Antetokounmpo went without his burrito. Source: AFP. What's a 2.10 meters NBA All-Star have to do to get a burrito in Milwaukee? That's the question some were asking on Twitter on Monday when a customer at a Mexican restaurant spotted Bucks forward Giannis Antetokounmpo unsuccessfully trying to get a table after his game-winning bucket against the Celtics tied their first-round playoff series at 2 games apiece, at Bel Air Cantina on Water Street, and just watched it. Giannis and 34 wait for a table for 10 minutes and no one helped him, so he left, one attentive customer posted. Dude just won Milwaukee a playoff game. Get him some service. The customer, who identifies himself as an Uber driver and a graduate of Xavier University, said he told his server that his party would gladly get up for Antetokounmpo, but the staff was completely oblivious to him. Antetokounmpo wasn't interested in playing the "Do you know who I am" card and decided just to find another place to eat. It was really cool how unassuming he was, the customer continued on Twitter. Didn't complain, just quietly left. Some customers even tried to clear their own tables to let Antetokounmpo eat, while others complained to managers, but to no avail, according to the man's account. The incident prompted Bel Air Cantina to issue a statement apologizing for not seating the NBA star in as timely of a manner as possible. The Milwaukee Bucks' big win, thanks to his tip in the team's great play, combined with today's spring weather, had people turn out in droves to celebrate, and we had quite a wait, the company posted on Facebook. We were honored he came in for a celebratory meal, and wish we could have accommodated him right away. The company said it will now hold a table on Thursday so Antetokounmpo can get the Mexican fare he wants after Game 6 in Milwaukee. In fact, all Bucks fans will get a free taco with any purchase on Friday if the Bucks win the series Thursday. Representatives from Bel Air Cantina said in a subsequent statement obtained by the New York Post that Antetokounmpo was promptly greeted by a manager, who told him to expect a wait. Giannis has been a customer many times and he had graciously accepted our apology for not being able to seat him and other customers more quickly last night, according to this statement. Our focus is now on supporting our team on this playoff run. Go Bucks. Joshua Rhett Miller, NY. Post. The latest sports news in your inbox daily.